Now let's sculpt an exaggerated kiss expression. So here we're back with our base tool, and we now want to create sort of a very exaggerated kiss. So I'd like for this lesson at least to be able to see the wireframe that we're working with. So I'm going to go and turn on frame, and you can see that gives us, right now even at level 6, we've got an overlaid wireframe on here, which is nice. So I want to be able to see where all of these points are going. So I'm going to go ahead and dial that all the way down to 1. And so the idea with this is that all these muscles are contracting to make this mouth kind of a very small opening. But we want the lips to sort of penetrate with each other. We also want the inside of the lip to sort of rotate out a bit. Okay, so the top ridge here would kind of go up, and then this inner actual part of the lip would come out. We're also going to have more wrinkles in here because this is going to be obviously compressed together. We're going to have smoother skin out here because all of this is going to be stretched out a bit. So let's go ahead and start just by moving this whole area out. Okay, so get it on a larger brush and working with move again. So go ahead and start to just pull these areas out. Okay, and just still working on level 1 here. Just kind of pulling that out a bit. Okay, we want it to move in, so we'll kind of move these things in. Okay, I want the inside of this mouth to come out a little bit, so I'll try to grab that kind of interior, pull it out a little, and smooth that down. And move that top of the lip up and start to bring in some of that bottom part of the lip. Bring that out. Okay. And bring the sides here of the lip up a bit. And do the same thing on the bottom lip. And again, I can take that corner, move it out, take that bottom lip, make sure that we keep that line there. And come in and start to the bottom there, bring that out. Okay, let's start to smooth out this corner of the lip just a little bit as I pull it out. Okay, let's pull this out even a little bit more. Just kind of the whole thing. And a nice exaggerated curve there. Okay, now these are still sort of far apart, the lips. We can check these by moving up. We want to kind of smooth this area back out. Okay. And we can make these lips a bit bigger as they compress. Okay. Some of these areas pulled out. Again, where it's stretched out, I'll kind of smooth it out just a little bit. Okay. If you have having trouble getting these to kind of penetrate, you can also mask off areas. So I dial my brush size down. I can hold down Control, and this will let me mask off areas that I don't want to be affected. So I can go in here, mask off these areas. If I hold down Control-Alt, it'll let me unmask particular areas, like if I want to unmask the bottom lip here. That way, when I come in and if I want to move this lip up a bit more, I can do this and get even a larger brush without affecting the masked part. So I can really get that up and in there. You can see how I'm starting to lose that corner, which I don't want to do. Okay, let me undo that. I want to make sure that okay, so there's my corner right down here that I'm starting to lose. So I want to make sure I keep that. So mask that. Okay. I keep that edge right there. And just kind of put those together. We want to make this a bit larger so we really get sort of a kiss look in here. Right now it just kind of looks like it's kind of pursed together. And just drag in the viewport to get rid of the mask. Come in here and pull this part of the lip out so that it's really rotated out there. Okay. It's not quite there. You need to really pull this corner in really tight. Really tight up in there. Okay. And really exaggerate those lips. Let's go ahead and bring this in a little, then pull the top and bottom out. Okay. We go up to level 3, we can start to get some of these creases in here that when this geometry comes together, it's going to fold up. Start to bring that in a little bit more. Just emphasizing those. Okay. Let's smooth out some of this geometry there where this is stretched out. You can keep some of the higher res detail. Right, so let's say we've got the lips the way we want. We could probably exaggerate them even a little bit more. But let's say that's good. So it still doesn't give us really, it's kind of a bland, just a kiss with the lips. But we really want to make this expression. So let's go ahead and raise the eyebrows. Go ahead and raise them up. And let's kind of just raise them in an arch. Okay, pull them together a bit. As it slides over the bone there. And let's close the eyes. Okay, so we're down here at level 1. Let's go ahead and just take these eyes, take the bottom of the lid there on the top and move it down. Bring it down to about there. Okay, and we'll take the bottom part here it up. May have to move it out a little bit so it's not penetrating with the eyeball. Okay, and just close those eyes up. Okay, and you can we'll go up to level 2. You'll get a little bit more control over the shape here. Okay. And you can do the same thing here if you can't get those eyes closed. You could go ahead and mask off that lower eye. Just get that masked off. And then you can pull this right down to that lid. Assuming you don't have anything masked under there. Okay, so just kind of close up that eye. And let's make this asymmetrical, so kind of raise that one brow a bit higher. Okay, as this kiss comes out, this is probably going to thin up a bit because it's taking that flesh that's hanging here and it's being stretched out. So probably want to bring this in a little. Okay, let's bring this fold forward a bit on this side. Pull that in a little. And I'm going to pull this whole area down just a little bit. Okay, so I'll get fairly large brush here. I don't want to affect the nose, so I'm going to go ahead and mask that off. Really pull that out. And then you can dial your way back up and see where you need to make any changes. Okay, he looks a little worried, so let's go ahead and take his brow. Pull it apart a bit. Really emphasize that. Okay. And look at the wireframe, that's what's happened to our geometry there. Alright, so there's a kind of an exaggerated kiss shape that we can also use for different shapes that we can make with the mouth. The only difference is, since we're building these shapes sort of all combined at this point, you're going to have the eyes come along with it. Okay, so we'll look at a little bit later how to separate that stuff out, so it's a little bit more useful. Kind of smooth out those eyes a bit. Okay, So there is our kiss shape. So let's go ahead and start to push things a little bit more in the next lesson by creating a really angry shape. And this time we're going to have to move the jaw around a little bit and eventually get to moving the teeth and gums. So we'll go ahead and start on that in the next lesson.